With the rise in price for Warhammer 40k vehicles, I decided that it was time to make something that was as cheap as chips. So I decided to take matters into my own hands and make one myself, and in my grubby little monkey hands I have this toy that cost me €3 or $3 from the local thrift store. I just need to make some alterations, so cue the titles. This is going to get messy. My name is Aaron, and you're watching Terrain by Aaron. I may have got carried away. Hide the evidence, hide the evidence. While I was taking this apart, but well, boy, it is taken apart. My original plan, before I realised there was no screws in this build, was just to take the top half off the bottom half. But yeah, anyway, that's the bulldozer, and it's time to well, start rebuilding. I had these rubber tank tracks from an old model kit that I'm just going to save a lot of time and energy by just gluing them onto the plastic tank tracks. Does that make sense? And once that is done, it's time for greeblies. I'm going to raid a sprue from an old tank kit, and like I always do, stick plastic to plastic. After plastic, I'm going to throw some random wire onto the build. Why not? Eagle-eyed viewers will notice it's not actually wire, it's solder, and I just use this because you can bend it into any shape you want without losing your temper. Random coffee stirrer sticks that are going to get chopped down and thrown onto this build. What I'm actually going to do is extend the front bit so the roller has a little bit more space. You'll see in a minute. I don't like that front bit, so I'm just going to chop away randomly until it snaps. Why won't you snap? Snap, snap. Oh, get on with it. After showing the roller who's the boss around here, I'm going to stick it onto the coffee stirring sticks. And the viewers had no faith in what I was doing. I just need to nip this down a little bit because I've done it too long, so let's just chop that away. And then re-glue it all together, and who said small was bad? Small can sometimes be cute. Enough. Just saying. Okay, so now it's time to start adding random bits of plastic to the vehicle, and to get the texture and stuff like that, I'll just nip it with the pliers or whatever you call them, and I'll also nibble at it with a knife. Now I make sure that I have two knives on the table, one that's really sharp and one that is as blunt as a bag of chips. That's just because then I won't cut into my thumb, and I just make gouges out and make it look pretty, or not pretty, but pretty in aesthetically pleasing pretty. Oh, I think we get the idea. And then dab a bit of glue on the aesthetically pleasing piece of plastic and glue it down. There we go. Trying to find the longest bit of card I have in the workshop to cut down into a little strip. You'll see why. Why does the sun set? Why does the sun rise? Why do I need a bit of cardboard on the middle of the roller? Aesthetically pleasing. That's why. Once I've fiddled about with this bit of cardboard for what seems like ages, I then realise I made the cut too short. Oh yes, me and my measurements. Yeah, there's the gap. Never mind, I'll just get another bit of cardboard and I'll glue it so you'll never see the hole. Now put the toy down, Aaron, and walk away from it. Good man. But I don't walk away from it. This time I'm using the side of a file just to give it some dents and some bruising, if you know what I mean. And before we go any further, I'm going to do some shout outs to my awesome subscribers who have left funny, witty comments on previous builds. Keep them coming, I reply to all, good or bad. Also, please, if you haven't already, drop a like and more importantly, hit that subscribe button. My god, I sound so much like a YouTuber. It's free and really helps out the channel. So once I've done all that with the roller, it's then time to add the rivets. And yes, it was riveting. Oh, that was such a cheap joke. Time to glue the wheels to the truck, bulldozer. Keep forgetting what I'm making here. So that's what the bottom piece looks like with all the little greeblies and everything on. I suppose it's time I build upwards. First, I have to fill a hole with a bit of plastic. Holy moly, more rivets. Ooh, look what I just stole off a child from the street. No, I didn't actually steal it from a child off the street. He forgot to pick it up off the street, so I picked it up and I'm going to use it for my build. That's right, I'm going to chop down this fire truck. Well, it used to be a fire truck and now it's mine. Ha 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 ha! Find any random pieces of plastic that you may have lying about in your bits box and just stick them randomly onto your build. Like so. Oh yeah, don't forget to add garden wire from the other half's garden patch in the garden, just to add that little bit of aesthetics. And then get a little bit of plastic tube that you get from a squeezy bottle or a spray bottle, chop that down and just add that to with the wire so it looks a bit more interesting. We're all about the visualization. After the visualization comes more bits of plastic being stuck down to plastic, more garden wire, and then some of those nifty little bits of piping get added yet again. And before the hate mob come knocking, it's code word time. Put this code word in your comments so I know you're a watcher and not just a peeper. And the code word is Daka Daka Daka. Please also like and subscribe to the channel. That's my YouTubery bit over and done with. Thank you. And as you can see, I'm just adding more shoe bits to the build until I get something like this. What? No, wait. I was supposed to show you the... Oh, never mind. Okay, so the bally bit needs to be sanded down. And then I'm going to add some spikes to the wrecking ball. Now, not a lot of people watched one of my previous videos, which was the spike car. But these are the spikes that I use for the car that I'm going to use for the wrecking ball. And then once the spikes are on, I'm just going to add some more rivets because it's Rivet City here. You joined the channel in a tense moment to see if the measurements have fit, and oh my word, it's a result, it fits. Now here's a question, how do I join the top bit to the bottom bit? Easy. Just cut down 1/2 of a ping pong ball, hot glue and, well, pray basically. And just hold your breath until the glue weaves its magic and you have a bulldozer that's slightly wonky, but that's okay because everything in the Orc world is wonky. It's on that spinny contraption, which means the build is done and now it needs a lick of paint. So I'm going to take this outside and spray it and then bring it back into the workshop. And I've no idea why I never thought of this before. Paper over a cutting mat so I don't get paint on my cutting mat. Genius. There we go, there's the little fella all painted up. And I'm going to spray it all with metallic silver. And once that is dry, get the cheapest, nastiest red that you can find and paint some panels. Making sure we don't hit the edges because then the metallic paint that went down first would be a total waste of time. Just try and hit the red in the middle of the panel. Do this for an extraordinary amount of time and you'll not only hit the red, you'll also hit the build. No Orc build is ever complete without checkers, and I managed to make some checkers on this build. A little white for all the little pokey sticky out bits, and well, throw a wash on it and we're done, and we'll be racing to the glamour shots. And now a non-subscriber who has sat through 9 minutes of watching me make an Ork bulldozer truck has to subscribe. It's the law. Glamour shots are next. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep scratching that build, everybody.